A lone soldier stands watch over a silent, nameless tomb. This sentinel guards one of history's most powerful mysteries, but his story is only the beginning. What if the most famous unknown soldier is not alone? Scattered across the globe, other tombs hold similar secrets, each protected by an elite brotherhood of guards, bound by silent codes and hidden rituals. By the end of this journey, you will understand the profound secrets and untold stories behind these eternal vigils. We will uncover why their march is always 21 steps, explore tombs hidden in plain sight from Poland to Australia, and confront a startling truth: what happens when science finally reveals the name of the unknown? What does eternal honor truly look like through the eyes of those who stand guard? The silence after the guns fell silent was almost as deafening as the war itself. In the years following the First World War, a profound emptiness settled over nations that had lost millions. For countless families, there was no grave to visit, no body to bury, only a name on a list and a memory fading with time. This collective, unresolved grief demanded a new form of remembrance. The answer emerged not from a single mind, but from a shared, aching need. In the United Kingdom, on November 11, 1920, an unidentified British soldier was laid to rest in Westminster Abbey. On the same day, across the ocean in the United States, an unknown American soldier from the war was interred at Arlington National Cemetery. These were not just burials. They were acts of national catharsis. The tombs became symbolic graves for every son, every brother, every father who never came home. The unknown soldier was everyone, and therefore he belonged to everyone. But a symbol this powerful could not be left unattended. Initially, the duty was a simple honor guard, a rotating detail of soldiers paying their respects. Yet as the tomb's significance grew, so did the reverence demanded of its protectors. This was no ordinary post. The guard transformed into an elite posting, a silent brotherhood where perfection was the only acceptable standard. Every movement became ritualized, from the precise 21-step march to the meticulous uniform preparation that can take over 8 hours. The rifle is always carried on the shoulder, facing away from the tomb, ensuring the soldier is never at ease in its presence. These are not arbitrary rules. They are a physical language of absolute respect. The unknown status is the very heart of the ritual. By guarding a soldier with no name, no rank, and no hometown, the sentinel honors the idea of pure sacrifice. It allows a mother who lost her child, a wife who lost her husband, to look upon that tomb and believe, if only for a moment, that it could be theirs. The guard does not protect a single man. He guards the memory of all of them. This foundational act, born from the ashes of a global catastrophe, created a template. But as this ritual of honor spread across the world, it began to mutate in the most unexpected ways, giving rise to guards and tombs shrouded in even deeper mystery. Their watch is a performance of absolute precision, a silent ballet conducted before the world. The sentinel does not simply walk, he marches in a series of perfect, measured geometries. 21 steps south down the mat, a sharp turn to face east for exactly 21 seconds, then 21 steps back north. This number is not random. It echoes the highest military honor, the 21-gun salute, rendered not with cannon fire, but with the patient, rhythmic fall of boots on stone. Every movement is a word in an unspoken language. The inspection of the rifle is not a check, it is a sacrament. Each motion is crisp, deliberate, the weapon treated with a reverence that borders on the sacred before it is placed, with a resonant click back on the shoulder. And this is the crucial detail. The rifle is always carried on the shoulder, away from the tomb. This ensures the guard is never, even symbolically, at ease in the presence of the honored dead. His posture remains one of eternal vigilance. To join this silent brotherhood is to undergo a transformation. The selection process is brutal, weeding out all but the most disciplined. Candidates spend months in a shadow world of training, practicing their movements for countless hours until muscle memory overrides all thought. They learn to stand perfectly still for 60 minutes in any weather, to ignore searing heat, driving rain, or the curious stares of thousands. They memorize 7 pages of verbatim history they must recite flawlessly to any visiting officer. This forge of discipline creates a unique bond, a fraternity where membership is earned not through words, but through shared, silent suffering and an unwavering commitment to perfection. They speak a language of nods and glances, bound by duty and a secrecy that guards their focus as much as it honors the tomb. Psychologically, this duty is a profound exchange. The guard surrenders his individuality to become the embodiment of respect. For those 24-hour shifts, his own identity fades. His personal worries dissolve into the rhythmic pattern of his march. He becomes a living monument, channeling a nation's gratitude and grief through the stricture of his posture and the cadence of his steps. In driving snow, he is a reminder that honor does not melt. In blistering sun, he is a testament that devotion does not wither. This is the core of the ritual. It is a living language of honor designed to be understood by all, yet truly mastered by only a few. The ceremony is so intricate, so demanding, that it becomes impenetrable to outsiders not as a wall, but as a mirror, reflecting back the profound mystery of the one they guard. By perfecting an observable public ritual, they actually deepen the secret. The more we watch the flawless ceremony, the more the unknown soldier at its heart retreats into reverence. But this model of public, symbolic guarding is not the only one. In other parts of the world, the duty takes a far more literal and startlingly personal turn. While the silent, public vigil is one model, other nations guard their unknowns in ways that speak directly to their own turbulent histories. In the port city of Gdynia, Poland, a different kind of sentinel keeps watch. Here, the focus is not a soldier of the trenches, but a sailor lost to the unforgiving sea. The tomb of the unknown sailor stands as a stark, modernist monument overlooking the harbor, its eternal flame flickering against the Baltic winds. The guard here is a ceremonial unit of the Polish Navy. Their crisp white uniforms and precise drill a tribute to those swallowed by the waves. But the mystery surrounding this tomb is deeply tied to the Cold War. The remains interred here in 1968 were reportedly recovered from the battlefields of Westerplatte, the site of the first battle of the Second World War. Yet, the selection was inherently political, a symbolic act by the communist government to claim the narrative of Polish wartime sacrifice. The haunting question lingers: is the sailor truly a sailor, or a soldier chosen for symbolic convenience? The guard's ritual protects not just a fallen comrade, but a specific, state-approved story of national resilience. Far to the east, in Moscow's Alexander Garden, the scale of the mystery becomes monumental. The monument to the unknown soldier bears the simple, devastating inscription: "Your name is unknown, your deed is immortal." Beneath a granite slab lies a soldier transferred from a mass grave near Moscow, a single identity representing the staggering Soviet losses of the Second World War, losses counted in the tens of millions. The changing of the guard here, performed by the Kremlin regiment, is a spectacle of synchronized, almost mechanical precision, a display of state power as much as mourning. This tomb has been a focal point of immense political symbolism for decades. During the Soviet era, it was a pillar of state ideology. Today, it remains a sacred site for Russian national identity, its eternal flame lit from the Field of Mars in St. Petersburg. The guard's unwavering posture through changing regimes underscores a potent truth: the unknown soldier can be a vessel for whatever narrative a nation needs him to carry. On the other side of the world, In the stillness of Canberra, the story turns inward. The Australian tomb of the unknown soldier at the Australian War Memorial holds the remains of an Australian casualty exhumed from a French cemetery. His selection was a meticulous process, a blind choice from among several unknown graves to ensure pure anonymity. Yet, his interment in 1993 sparked a quiet, national introspection. Here was a symbol for a young nation still defining its identity apart from its British roots. The Guard, drawn from the Australian Defence Force, performs a less rigid, more solemn ceremony, reflecting a national character often described as a relaxed mateship. But the mystery they guard is uniquely Australian. Who was this man? A farmer from the outback, a city clerk from Sydney. His anonymity allows every Australian family to see their own story in the marble. From the political shores of Poland to the ideological heart of Moscow and the reflective quiet of Canberra, each guard detail performs a ritual tailored to its nation's soul. They protect more than bones. They guard the very story a country tells itself about war, loss, and who it claims to be. This global pattern reveals a startling consistency. The deeper the historical wound, the more elaborate the guard, and the more profound the mystery they are sworn to keep. But what happens when modern science threatens to solve that ultimate mystery, to put a name to the unknown? Science now holds the key to the tomb's deepest secret. For decades, the identity of the unknown soldier was the one mystery everyone agreed should remain unsolved, a sacred anonymity that held the power of universal grief. But the march of technology does not respect tradition. In the late 1990s, a seismic event occurred within the hallowed walls of Arlington. The tomb of the unknown from the Vietnam War, which had been a place of pilgrimage and painful ambiguity since 1984, was about to reveal its truth. Through the emerging science of mitochondrial DNA testing, a match was made. The remains were those of Air Force First Lieutenant Michael Joseph Blassie, shot down over South Vietnam in 1972. This was not a quiet discovery in a lab. It triggered a national procedure of immense gravity. In 1998, with full military honors witnessed by a grieving family and a watching nation, the casket was disinterred. The sentinels who had guarded this unknown for 14 years now stood watch over a different duty, the ceremonial transition of a symbol back into a man. Lieutenant Blassie was returned to his family in St. Louis, and the crypt at Arlington that once held him now lies empty, its cover replaced with one that reads, "Honoring and keeping faith with America's missing servicemen." This event forced a profound ethical reckoning. Does giving a name to the unknown shatter the symbolic covenant of the tomb, or does it achieve a higher form of justice, providing the closure that the very concept of the tomb was created to address? For the Blassie family, it was an answered prayer after 26 years of agonizing doubt. For the institution of the tomb, it was a paradigm shift. The protocols that followed were meticulously guarded. The military and the caretakers of these sites now operate with the silent understanding that any unknown could, one day, be known. Identification efforts are handled with extreme discretion, often years before any public announcement. Sentinels are prepared for the possibility that the entity they guard might transition from an eternal symbol to a specific person with a name and a hometown. Their training now encompasses this philosophical tension. They must guard the idea of the unknown while accepting that science may one day illuminate the darkness. This tension extends beyond a single crypt. Ongoing projects like the Defense POW and MIA Accounting Agency work tirelessly, using DNA, dental records, and forensic anthropology to repatriate and identify remains from conflicts as distant as the Second World War. Every successful identification is a victory for a family, but it also subtly changes the meaning of the tombs that remain. They are no longer just monuments to the irretrievably lost. They are also monuments to the hope that loss is not permanent. The empty crypt at Arlington stands as the most powerful testament to this new era. It is a void that speaks louder than marble. It tells us that the story guarded by those silent sentinels is not always a closed book. Sometimes, against all odds, a chapter can end, and a name can come home. This reveals the ultimate, living secret of the Guard. Their vigil is not just about preserving a mystery. It is about holding space for a resolution that may still be waiting decades later in a test tube or a dusty archive. Their steadfast posture honors both the collective sacrifice and the individual's right, however delayed, to be remembered by name. From a single tomb born of grief to a global tapestry of silent vigils, the journey of the unknown soldier reveals a profound human truth. We create symbols to bear the weight of what we cannot bear alone. The guards who keep these watches are far more than ceremonial figures. They are the living bridge between a nation's gratitude and a sacrifice that transcends any single name. Their 21-step march, their flawless uniform, their unblinking focus in any weather, all form a sacred language. It is a language that speaks of honor so deep it needs no words, and of a mystery so powerful it must be preserved. That mystery is the very heart of their duty. Whether guarding a sailor in Poland, a soldier in Moscow, or an airman in Canberra, they protect the idea of the anonymous hero. This anonymity allows every family who ever lost someone to war to see their own loved one in that hallowed stone. Yet, as science has shown with the identification of Lieutenant Blassie, even the most eternal symbols can evolve. The empty crypt at Arlington now stands as a powerful testament to hope, a reminder that the story is never fully closed. This duality is the Guard's ultimate secret. They stand watch over both the collective memory of millions and the quiet possibility that one day a name might finally come home. Their vigil is a promise, etched not in marble, but in the relentless rhythm of their boots. It is a promise to remember, to honor, and to hold space for both the known and the unknown sacrifices that define our history. So the next time you see an image of a sentinel standing that perfect, still watch, look beyond the uniform. See the layers of history he carries on his shoulders. See the unspoken stories in his eyes. See the living ritual that keeps a nation's memory alive, one precise, measured step at a time. These guards of the unknown soldier are keepers of our most sacred debt, and perhaps, in their silent discipline, we find the clearest expression of what it means to never forget. We would love to hear from you. Are there lesser-known tombs of the unknown soldier or unique guard traditions from your part of the world? Share their stories in the comments below, and let us continue this conversation about a symbol that, in its silence, speaks to us all.